Scene 1. A quiet afternoon. It was a quiet afternoon in the picturesque village of Wiffleton-on-Whim, a charming hamlet known for its cobblestone lanes, thatched cottages, and gossip that spread faster than wildfire. Life moved at the pace of a leisurely stroll, except, of course, when Mrs. Bartholomew declared a crisis. And today, she had. Scene 2. The missing teapot. It's gone, Neville. Vanished into thin air. She wailed, clutching her embroidered handkerchief, her voice rising like the village's church bells. "What's gone, dear?" asked her husband, a man so accustomed to calamity that he poured his tea with surgical precision, despite the racket. "The teapot, the one with the pink roses. You know, the one I inherited from Aunt Mildred. It's priceless." "Priceless or just convenient?" Neville murmured with a wry grin, his eyes twinkling like the village's gas lamps at dusk. She did hand it over without a second thought. "Don't be cheeky, Neville. This is serious. What if it's been stolen?" Scene 3. Mr. Fitzwilliam's humor. Their neighbor, Mr. Fitzwilliam, overheard this dramatic proclamation as he trimmed his hedges. "Stolen, you say?" He leaned over the fence, his curiosity piqued. "Couldn't have been me. I'm allergic to pink, Mrs. Bartholomew glared. "It's no laughing matter, Mr. Fitzwilliam. That teapot is an heirloom." "An heirloom, eh? Might want to check the garden gnomes," he quipped. "They've always looked shifty to me." Scene 4. The village investigation. With Neville in tow, Mrs. Bartholomew embarked on a full-scale investigation. The entire village soon joined in, not out of concern, but because it was far more entertaining than polishing brass or weeding flower beds. Mrs. Thistle swore she saw a suspicious shadow darting past her begonias, while Mr. Crump insisted it was an inside job and began sketching a crime map on his napkin. Even young Tommy declared he'd spotted footprints, though they suspiciously matched his own shoes. The village green buzzed with speculation, turning the mystery into a makeshift fairground attraction. Scene 5. Mrs. Dingle's magnifying glass. Old Mrs. Dingle even brought out her magnifying glass, which she claimed once belonged to Sherlock Holmes. She held it aloft with dramatic flair, peering at the ground as if expecting footprints to glow. "It cost me 3 shillings at a car boot sale, and I've solved 2 garden mysteries with it already," she announced with a conspiratorial wink, much to the amusement of the gathered villagers. Scene 6. The resolution. The teapot was eventually found in the most unexpected place, the shed. Neville had tucked it there while tidying up, forgetting entirely about its supposed value. When confronted, he shrugged. "Didn't think anyone would notice. We've got half a dozen teapots, after all. You've ruined my afternoon, Neville," Mrs. Bartholomew declared, though her relief was evident. "Cheer up, darling," Neville said, a twinkle in his eye. "At least now we know it wasn't one of those shifty garden gnomes after all." The village erupted in laughter, and even Mrs. Bartholomew couldn't suppress a smile. If this story brought a smile to your face too, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite part.